Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be showing how to create NPCs to have a custom walking path that can be both triggered by player interactions as well as different time events. So as you see here, we have this NPC set up to walk to what is sort of looking like a trading booth. You can click on them and trade, and then after their time's up, they walk back to their little house. And once they move back into their house, they have a certain set of dialogue, and once they walk over to its trading post, it has new dialogue, as we'll see here once he gets back. There you go. So that's the feature I'll be showing off. I have several NPCs set up to be walking this path right now. So yeah, let's go look and see how this is set up. All right, so now it's time to actually see how to create one of these scripts. The first thing you're going to want to do is lay out your anchors. What I use for this is armor stands. They're easy to use, easy to hide. And you can customize their position by less than one block. So we're going to be using this guy right here as our little guinea pig. So yeah, let's go and set our anchors. Set one here. Let's set one over here so it's not just super square. We'll put one up here, get some depth, and one right about here. So here's our 4 points. The villager is going to walk to this one, then here, and then here. So first thing we're going to want to do is tag all of these armor stands to have the same tag. So that's going to be the unique identifier for the path. And then after we tag all of them with the same tag, then we're going to tag each single armor stand to have a unique tag per path. So the naming system I use is just P1 through 1X, where X is the number. So for this is going to be P4, and then for each anchor point, I just call them A1 through 4. So yeah, let's go and tag all these. All right, those are tagged. And now we can go and tag each individual one. A1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so now we set up all of our anchor points. Now we're going to go and write the actual script for this guy to start walking around. All right, so here we have a new script written, ready to be used by the data pack. So for this, I just called walking. I put them all in unique folders just so we can keep them all separated. But yeah, the walking script is what the player or what the NPC uses as their walking script. So I'm just going to be borrowing from this other function that's basically doing the same thing. This is the best way to reuse code in Minecraft commands. So we're just going to go and paste them in here. Let's start by commenting out these two because this is what basically reloops the whole thing, and we don't want them to be looping if our paths are screwed up in some way. All right, so first thing we're going to want to do is use the correct tag to identify the NPC. For this one, the tag is 1. All right, now we got all the tags set up to identify the right one. Now we're going to want to go through and set up the anchor points to be targeting the correct one. So when the anchor is 1, we're going to want it to walk to anchor number 2, 3, and then when it's at anchor score number 2, it walks to 3, and when it's at 3, it walks to 4. So that's already set up. We do want to change these to be P4s, just like that. All right. Now we can just remove some of this extra stuff right in the middle here. All right. So now you see a script that we're going to be using to attach onto the current NPC that we just created. And I'll just quickly go through what these commands are doing. So first off, we have these first commands up here. These basically are going to reset the loop at a certain time in the day. So when their score time is set to 1 and their anchor is 8, meaning that they've completed their walking script in one direction, then they're going to follow that, then they're going to walk the next path back. And then once they reach the end of that path, their anchor is going to be at 4, and then we're going to set it to 1, and then they're going to begin their path in the other direction. So yeah. So these functions are basically showing how we get the NPC to walk in the right direction. All it does is it takes the NPC and uses this function right here, or this statement right here to find the anchor's current state or the current value, and then that will map to the next anchor point over here. And then we just teleport that NPC to itself, but facing that anchor. And then we just, so it can then teleport forward just a half block each loop through. And that's how it will arrive at its next point. And then here we're also wanting to set the NPC's horizontal or vertical rotation back to 0, because since we're using teleportation, where it teleports relative based off of where the NPC is looking, we want it to be looking exactly straight forward, or else it's going to be teleporting them up or down. And obviously that's not good, because then you're going to have floating NPCs all around your map. So here is a very simple part of this script, where basically if the user if the player is within 5 blocks of the NPC, then the NPC is going to look at the player. But if the player is not in range, then we are going to have the NPC look straight forward with a rotation of 90, so it's always facing one direction in the map. This is a good use of player interactions, where the script uses that event to run certain things. After that, this is where we do the actual moving. So so basically all this does is, if it is in an anchor state where it should be moving forward, 1 through 3 or 5 through 7, 4 is a pause state, and so is 8, so we don't teleport. And then all we do is just teleport that NPC forward 1/2 a block, and this loops every 3 ticks. So it gives a good look for the NPC walking at a normal speed. I'm not entirely sure what walking speeds for villagers are, but somewhere around a 1/2 block every 3 ticks. It's easily searchable, but I got close enough for this video, so we're just going to stick with this. And then finally we have these 6 scripts, which basically just update the player's anchor state. So all it's doing is, when the player's walking along, if it has the specific anchor score and is within distance of the armor stand, then we're going to update the anchor to +1. We're going to want to test on unique anchor points, because once it starts to walk away, we don't want to just do it on any anchor, because they could accidentally update its score twice. So that's how this script works. Once it's complete, then we're going to want to add it to our run move scripts function, so it will be run. So real easy to add that, just function, and there you go. Now it's set up, and we can come back here, reload, and there we go. Now it's reloaded, and NPC has started walking on its script. As you see here, it comes to its last position and waits. And once that time value hits back to 1, then it's going to begin its path back. So yeah. And also, as you see here, I didn't point it out at first, but it is able to do the collision detection where it gets to a block and then pops itself up. And then when it walks off, it drops down to the previous, or its lower altitude. Yep. All right, so that's how you set it up. And yeah, also you see here when I get close, it's setting its facing me, and when I walk away, it then faces its other direction. So yeah, this script has both time and player interaction event listening. All right, everybody. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be having a lot more content coming out like this. I'm also working on an adventure map that'll be using a lot of these features that I've been showing off in my last videos to create a really, polished adventure map that I don't think we've seen in a while, and I think you guys will be really enjoying it. So yeah, thanks for watching.